Today, we are making a dish using one of my personal favorite fruits, the zucchini, which is also known as a courgette. And like I've told you in the past, the zucchini is technically a fruit, even though we treat it like a vegetable. Anyways, we're talking crispy zucchini rounds. Now, the beauty of this recipe is two things. The first one is a technique on how we're gonna prep and cook the zucchini, as it's gonna keep its beautiful firm texture with absolutely no mush in there, yet it's gonna be fully cooked through. And for the second thing, we're not gonna use any eggs here, no flour, no butter, just a little extra virgin olive oil to help crisp up that zucchini, making this dish so much more healthier for you folks. Now, is this recipe very easy to make, but it's the perfect side dish or appetizer for any meal today. Really quick before we begin, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Uncle Bud, Jim Schallert, Barbara Eastman, and Karen Bird. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. All right, let's begin by grabbing two medium-sized zucchinis. These have already been washed and patted dry, and cutting each one into rounds that are a little over 1/4 inch thick, which is 3/4 of a centimeter. And the secret here, as you're cutting your zucchini, make sure all the rounds are the same thickness. That way later on when we cook the zucchini, it all evenly cooks. Once all the zucchini has been cut, I'm going to transfer the slices over a wire rack with some paper towels underneath, and you want to make sure each slice of zucchini is in a single layer. And we'll season the slices of zucchini with sea salt, and you want to do this on both sides, and we're going to let this sit here for about 30 minutes. Now, this is the most important step in this recipe. By letting the zucchini sit there with that salt, it's going to help extract the majority of the water out of the zucchini. That way later on when we cook it, it doesn't get mushy and it keeps its beautiful firm texture. After about 30 minutes, I'm going to transfer the slices of zucchini over a dishcloth, once again making sure they're all in a single layer. And we'll gently pat them completely dry. And we'll season the slices of zucchini with a kiss of freshly cracked black pepper just on one side. For the next step, I'm going to measure out 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs, which is 90 grams, and then transfer them into a shallow bowl. To make this recipe gluten-free, you can just use gluten-free breadcrumbs. Then I'm going to add in half a tablespoon of garlic powder into the breadcrumbs, which is about 2.5 grams. Half a tablespoon of dried oregano, which is 1.5 grams. And a 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt, which is 1.5 grams. And we'll mix this together, that way everything's evenly mixed. Before we start coating the slices of zucchini in the breadcrumbs, let's start heating our pan. I'm going to grab a large non-stick fry pan. Important to use non-stick here. With the technique we're going to cook the zucchini in, if you don't use non-stick, the zucchini will stick to the pan. And I'm going to heat it with a medium heat. While the pan is heating, let's start coating the slices of zucchini in the breadcrumb mixture. I like to give it between 4 to 5 turns, that way it's evenly coated all around. And as you can see, that breadcrumb mixture is going to naturally stick to the zucchini. And as you finish each one, transfer it into a dish. Once all the slices of zucchini have been coated, let's move back to the fry pan. At this point, it should be nice and hot. And once again, it's important to be on a medium heat. If you use anything higher, the breadcrumbs are going to brown too quickly and the zucchini is not going to fully cook through. At this point, I'm going to drizzle in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, which is 15 milliliters. And immediately start adding the slices of zucchini into the pan. You want them all to be in a single layer, and I always like to add the first one by the handle of the pan and then go in a circular motion. That way when it comes time to flip the zucchinis, I know where to start. That way they all evenly cook. And we're going to cook this in batches. With the amount of zucchini that we have, we're going to get this done in 2 batches. After about 2.5 to 3 minutes, I'm going to start gently flipping the slices of zucchini. I like to do this with 2 spoons, but you can use whatever method you like. After a total cooking time of 5.5 to 6 minutes, that's about 2.5 to 3 minutes per side, these slices of zucchini should be perfectly cooked through. I'm going to start removing them from the pan and placing them over a wire rack, once again making sure they're all in a single layer. And I prefer to add them over a wire rack than over a dish, that way they don't get soggy and they keep that beautiful light crispy texture. And we'll cook our second batch of zucchini in the exact same method. Once all the zucchini has been cooked, this dish is ready to go. I'm going to transfer the slices of zucchini into a serving dish. And check it out, our crispy zucchini rounds are done. Such an easy recipe to make. It's got a beautiful presentation, but the best part, we didn't use any eggs, no butter, no flour, just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, which once again makes this dish super healthy. Let's give these a try and see how they turned out. All right, folks, time for the moment of truth. Look how beautiful these turned out. Here we go. That is what great food is all about. Beautiful light crispy texture on the outside, and the flavors are absolutely beautiful. But the beauty of this recipe is the technique on how we prep that zucchini. It's nice and firm but fully translucent, meaning it's fully cooked through. In my opinion, this is one of the best ways to enjoy zucchini. Give this a try. The season's coming right now for zucchini. You're gonna absolutely love this. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. That way our Spain on the 4 community can continue to grow. Till the next time, hasta luego.